Hey gamers, Gecko here. I wanted to show a little thing that I found in the lab that might change the course of Marvel Tokon's offensive play for a little while. One thing that's kind of been annoying me about the actual gameplay of Marvel Tokon is Okizeme. If you don't know, Marvel Tokon has variable wake-up options. You can do a neutral get-up, a forward get-up, or a back get-up. These all are different in their own way. There's slightly different timing between them. So if I get Blade here to do like a neutral get-up, he just immediately pops up. Then if we get him to do like a back roll, it takes him a little bit longer to get up. And the most egregious one for me is forward roll, because the opponent gets a free pass-through for you, and they go so far. There's very little you can really do to actually catch them. If you combine this with something like Assemble Counter, trying to get people on their wake-up is really fucking hard. There's a lot of options that people can do in defense to make it really hard to actually set up Okizeme traps, which is really weird because there's a lot of tools in this game that are seemingly focused around Okizeme. Several characters have tools that basically sit on a section of the screen and lock it down. So I put like a Spidey Bomb here and I get Blade to run into it. You're basically able to set up areas of the screen as Spider-Man that the opponent can't run into. And a lot of different characters have stuff like this. For example, Star-Lord has his gravity bombs that go up in a specific angle where they just sort of cover an area of the screen. And you can even use them in the air to alternate their angles and get some really weird setups with them. A lot of these seemingly can be used on Oki if it wasn't for the fact that the opponent can roll out of them. So you can literally like do combos with the intent to finish with a gravity bomb when they wake up, and it will just whiff them because they're able to forward or back roll. This is exceptionally egregious in the corner, where it's like super easy to set these things up, and they just go away. Like, they just roll away and they just get out. And it's really annoying. It's been leading to a lot of situations for me where it feels like Oki just isn't really something that you can account for in this game. And I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of pissing me off. It was getting to the point where I was like, I can't do anything on someone's wake up. Especially in the corner, because they can just roll forward and I lose the corner. And there's not even really much I can do about it. Like, if you try to catch someone with like a throw, they're not throw vulnerable. They're not strike vulnerable. When they forward roll, they're just invincible. And if they like keep it with Assemble Counter, then there's not really much you can do, right? Like, even when I hardcore them out here, there's only so much I can get away with. So I was like, well, what do I do? How do I deal with this? So specifically, Assemble Countering, you can use like a lackluster projectile, and sometimes it will catch them out. Yeah, like if you are able to projectile Oki them and they're far enough away, it's obviously a pretty extreme example, but you're like generally safe. You can also like delay catch them like that if you really want to try and pick them up. But using projectiles for Oki is generally a little bit better, especially if it's someone like Spider-Man's who can hit them pretty late. But again, the way that the opponent techs makes this really hard to figure out. Like there, you can bait out the Assemble Counter and still be completely safe, because you're able to just block it. But even then, it's so much just waiting around to see if they do the thing. And you have to get the correct roll. If only there was some way to completely negate out their wake-up options so that you can deal with a consistent get-up timing. And there is. And you're not gonna fucking believe what it is. Let's talk about the wall real quick. The wall is a bit of a contentious issue. People don't like wall breaks. You'll see a lot of people basically saying like, oh, I don't like the fact that we go back to neutral. It's really annoying. A lot of people who are more used to fighting games seem to prefer the wall stick option because it lets you get more combos. You can use it here and you can just continue the combo and do basically whatever you want. And it's a really useful tool. I really like using the wall for extending my combos. It's really cool. But there is an added property to the wall, which makes it really good for Oki. If we do that exact same setup and call down Star-Lord and don't do anything, our opponent slumps. I've put on the virtual controller again so I can demonstrate this. I'm going to have Blade do a combo that ends with me being stuck to the wall, and I'm going to try and forward tech. I'm literally just holding forward tech. I'm going through, and it doesn't work. If Blade alternatively were to just do something that caused me to normal tech, I'd be able to roll. But the same input with this sequence doesn't let me do that. There is literally no way to tech out of this. Holding up doesn't let you do anything. There's no quick teching if you just hold tech. There's no back teching either. There is no way to tech out of this. Even if I mash it. Even if I mash it, there's no way to tech out of it. You are slumped. You are stuck there for an extended period of time with no way to do an alternative recovery. Now, you can, of course, still use your defensive options after. If I spam assemble counter when we get up, I can still use assemble counter. I also obviously have my character-specific settings. So on Wake Up, if I just mash Spidey Sense, I can still Spidey Sense. It doesn't get rid of all defensive options, but it does allow us to set up specific situations. Now, this is the bit where I unfortunately have to admit I'm not that good at labbing. I was labbing this on stream yesterday for unironically 2 hours, and I still couldn't find things that were perfect, that worked everywhere. The best thing I was able to find was something like this, which allows for the web to hit immediately. Unfortunately, Spider-Man can't do anything here, but I did also find a little bit of weird tech that helps out with this. What I did there was I used the normal assist from Star-Lord, so the one that's just a strike. And this actually gives us a reduced amount of time compared to if we were to use the shooter assist. Look how much longer the switch period is. The bar takes way longer to disappear. So what you can do instead is go into the shooter assist, do it, switch to Star-Lord. And this works for multiple different characters. I've only really found it working with the shooter assist, because the shooter assist lasts so long. If we were to do like an upper assist with magic, yeah, it takes a while, but there's not really a good amount of switch time, and it's kind of awkward to set it up. We still probably could. In fact, if I do it right here, right now. Yeah, if I try to do something with magic, it's not quite as effective, because I'm not able to get the perfect slump. If I try to do it with a shooter assist, it's much more consistent. It was worked for multiple characters as well. I found a Star-Lord version of it where we call out the Spidey shooter. Though that one doesn't have the perfect safe jump. I've not really labbed it out as much, but trust me, that projectile does actually connect. I think this is unironically where a lot of Oki is going to go, especially in the corner. Being able to keep the opponent locked down, as well as bait out a safe jump that goes for the strongest possible option that they can do, while still keeping yourself safe, is really good. Not to mention, this is going to be able to be used for high-low mix-ups. If you were to do like a fake overhead for Spidey and then go into a low, then you're probably going to be able to get a lot. But it is extremely useful. It's just the unfortunate thing where I know that if someone else who actually knew how to play fighting games really well got their hands on this, then they'd be able to do something amazing with it. And unfortunately for me, I am just okay. Still, I think this is going to define the way that Oki works in Tokon for a while. I really believe that there's going to be a lot of options to this, and this is going to lead to a lot of gross mix-ups that people have been wanting from this game. The main thing I'm wondering about right now is if there's a way to pull people out of the corner. While I was doing this on stream, a lot of people were talking about Blade C assist. Or back assist, sorry. Because that obviously pulls the opponent slightly out of the corner. But we will just have to see. I genuinely believe this tech has insane value when actually used. And I can imagine people coming up with some absolutely dirty stuff for it, which is why I'm excited to share it with other people. I believe once other people get their hands on it, they'll be able to find some absolutely gross things with it. So yeah, sorry I don't have anything more amazing to present. I do believe that this is going to be like the start of how Oki is made in this game. And hopefully from there, other people can figure other things out. I'm also sure that other people have already found this and probably made some good stuff with it. But if anyone does find anything cool with it, please let me know. Obviously, there's a comment section down below. But I also have a Twitter that you can at me on and a Discord server that has a fighting game channel in it. Both of the links are below. So if you want to show me any cool tech and we can look at it maybe on stream, then that'd be really fucking cool. We're also going to be playing later tonight if you want to have a chat with me about how these things work. Or just talk about Marvel Tokon. We're going to be streaming it for about 2 hours before I have Raid in Final Fantasy XIV. And then we're going to be doing that. So come on down. We're probably going to be labbing. The online for the PC version is kind of ass. But playing it in the lab works perfectly for me. And honestly, I really like labbing this game. It's a playground with a couple of restricted areas. And trying to find out where we can and can't stand on the grass is like walking around on landmines. But, you know, in like a good way. So yeah, come on down. It'll be fun. Thank you all for watching, and hopefully I'll see you all next time.